my name is Noemi Martinez Sumipat. So I am the first reporter in this afternoon. So in this afternoon, we are going to talk about the enhanced teacher education curriculum anchored on outcome-based education. So without further ado, let us now begin. Okay. So education is essential. It helps us to do our daily life activities and also to acquire new skills and knowledge that will impact our development in life. So we cannot deny the fact that education class is very important for us. No? So as it paves way to the improvement and development within ourselves, and also it also helps us to survive in this ever-changing world. So now the question is, how can we focus on the outcome of the learner? So as a future educator, as a future teacher, it is our duty not to give the students the learning, give the students or the learners the education they need. So to address these questions, it is necessary that the desired competency and outcomes of the teacher education curriculum be clearly stated. So these competencies will guide teacher education programs on what product do they desire at the end of the college education. So as a future teacher or as a student teacher, it is very necessary nga ma-meet nato ang mga competencies nga kinahanglan nato ma-meet. So that is why it is very important, as stated here, that the teacher education curriculum be clearly stated for us to be guided, and also to ensure that at the end of the 4 years of training in the field of education, the school will produce a highly competent and well-trained
individuals.
Professional teacher in the future. So, recognizing the demand of K-12, the framework of the ECBTS, and global requirements of ASEAN 2050, a need to harmonize the teacher competencies is very critical. So, there is a need to meet all of these demands. So, it sounds like a very critical or very complicated, but at the same time, it is also very important or crucial for us to meet. So, we are going to talk about later the ECBTS requirements and the ASEAN 2015. But now we are going to, so with the current imperatives of the 21st century, the education curriculum must emphasize teachers' values, skills, and knowledge that are fundamental to good teaching. So teacher may not remain in the classrooms, but may take a task as course designers, program evaluators, training specialists, and other which are also related to teaching. So as part of the 21st century education, so teachers should possess knowledge, skills, and values that are very important in teaching. And also, it is also stated here that a teacher is not just a teacher inside the classroom, but also perform a variety of tasks or a multitasking. Like for example, as the course designers, program evaluators, training specialists, and etc., which is related to teaching. So now we are going to, let's move on to the competencies of quality teachers as mandated by the teacher education program outcomes under the Chair Memorandum Order number 74/289 series of 2017. So ang sama nga mga competencies. So according to the book, all teacher education program as mandated by the Commission on Higher Education or CHED will produce teachers who show the following achieved outcomes after 4 years of schooling and earn a degree. So here are the outcomes. So outcome number 1, kindly read Rosca.
Outcome number 1, demonstrate ABC and higher levels of literacy for teaching and learning.
Okay, thank you. So this means that a person who graduated in the teacher education program is knowledgeable in the teaching and learning process. Sabtan ra? Okay, padayon sa outcome number 2. Outcome number 2,
demonstrated the principle of understanding of the teaching and learning process.
Okay, so it shows that in this outcome, it shows that the teacher has has mastery or complete understanding of how the teaching and learning process works. So in outcome number 3, mastered and applied the subject matter, content, and pedagogical principles appropriate for teaching and learning. So since they understood and mastered the teaching and learning process, then they will be able to successfully apply this in their subject area that they are teaching. So it is very important that they use a proper teaching and learning method for the subject or the content or the subject matter that they have chosen. So outcome number 4, can you read? Joanne? Outcome number 4, makita? Sige, ako na lang. So outcome number 4, applied a wide range of teaching-related skills in curriculum development, instructional material, production, learning assessment, and teaching delivery. So this shows that when we graduate, we must be innovative. So when we say innovative means we are well versed in the wide range of teaching-related skills that will help us in acting out our responsibility as a future educator. And outcome number 5, articulates and applied clear understanding of how educational process relate to political, historical, social, and cultural context. So in this outcome, we can relate educational process to matters in our environment. So, as a future teacher, it is our responsibility to see the effects of these aspects in relation to education. Now let's proceed to outcome number 6, facilitated learning in various classroom settings, diverse learners coming from different cultural backgrounds. So in this outcome, it shows that a teacher does not support discrimination, so meaning they must treat the students equally. Understand? Yes. Okay. So now let's proceed to outcome number 7. Experiences direct field and clinical activities in the teaching milieu as an observer, teaching assistant, or practice teacher. So this means that a person who is graduated in the teacher education program has undergone teacher assistant, observer, or practice teaching. So this experiential learning class will help them see the gist of the teaching world and will further help them or will further prepare them in their line of works. Nasabtan ka, class? Yes. Okay, so outcome number 8. Created an innovative alternative teaching approaches to improve students' learning. So as stated earlier, so as a future teacher, we must be innovative and we must find different ways that encourage learners to learn. Okay, in outcome number 9, nasabtan ka guys ng outcome number 8. So let's proceed to outcome number 9. So practices professional and ethical standards for teacher anchored for both local and global. So as a future teacher, so we must follow the standards given by the which is mandated by the law and which we can see on the code of ethics for teachers. So kinahanglan nga pag-follow sa mga standards or mga competencies nga kinahanglan nato i-follow, which is authorized with the law. In outcome number 10, nasabtan ng outcome number 9, class. Okay, so in outcome number 10, pursued continuously lifelong learning for personal and professional growth as teacher. So we all know that learning never stops, especially for future educators. So learning, and we must love the acquisition of knowledge. So we have to continue to learn because it will help us grow personally. So, and thus, through this, we can also influence others to do so. So these outcomes that we have tackled, that we have discussed, it is set at the beginning of your degree plan. So as a future teacher, so as a student teacher, no, so we have to keep this, in heart. So that when we go along, so we are able to master this in. So we're able to master this in 4 years, and we will be ready to be employed when we get our after we get our teacher's license. So kinahanglan nato ni siya sa ulo nato ayo because mo ni siya mga competencies nga kinahanglan nato ma-meet para sa ato future work or line of works. So mo ni siya ang silbing mag-guide nato sa atong works in the future. So now, let's proceed to the competencies of quality teachers as mandated by the Department of Education. So earlier, we talked about the competencies that are set by the College of Commission on Higher Education. So now, we are going to talk about the competencies that are set by the Department of Education under Order Number 42, Series of 2017, or the Philippine Standards for Teacher, PPST. Okay, so siya. So, the Department of Education released a set of teacher competencies that are necessary for teachers who will be teaching in basic education. So, we shall focus on the beginning teachers, competencies for career stage level 1. Beginning teacher are newly employed teachers who are mostly fresh graduates from college. So, here are the PPST domain with cluster of competencies. So, in domain number 1, kindly read. Jinky. Domain number 1.
Domain number 1, competencies on content knowledge and
Pedagogy.
Okay, so in domain number 1, it is stated here that a teacher must have knowledge on the must have knowledge and pedagogy. So this means that the teacher has mastery on the content or knowledge that they are teaching. So they can help facilitate learning by using their pedagogy that suits the needs of the content or the subject matter for the students. Okay, in domain number 2, competencies on the learning environment. So it is up for the teacher to create a learning environment that is suited in the students, of course, because as what they say, a more positive learning environment will most likely equal to a positive and a successful teaching and learning process. So, sa madaling sabi pa, nagiging epektibo ang iyong pagtuturo at nagiging mabisa ang pagtuturo ng mga estudyante kung nasa positibo komunidad. So, as a teacher, you have to build a positive learning environment. In domain number 3, competencies on diversity of learners. So it is very important for us educator that we remember to be aware that there is a variety of learners that will come through our care. So we must come after that, and we have to teach them equally without being influenced by the backgrounds of the student. So, kinahanglan mag-teach ta fair o binitang lang to sa background of the student. Okay, domain number 4. In domain number 4, competencies on curriculum and planning. So, as a teacher, as a future teacher, so we must be a curricularist also. So, we have to we are well versed on the curriculum, and also we should also be part of its planning and implementing. So as what we have tackled in the few weeks basics no nga kinahanglan. A teacher is ano na siya, is best described as a curricularist. So in domain number 5, competencies on assessment and reporting. So in domain number 5, so a beginning teacher must know how to properly assess her students or his or her students. So by doing this, he will be able to know where the students need help or where they do excel. So by it also serves as a reports for the progress of the students. So kinahanglan kabalo ka mo assess. Okay, in domain number 6, competencies on community linkages and professional engagement. So as a future teacher, no, so in becoming a teacher, it is very important that we know our civic duties. So when the community, it means that when the community needed us or we have to answer the call. Like for example, when you are asked to you speak in the symposium of your barangay, then you must do so because it is part of the competencies that are expected, but that is expected as a future educator. Okay, the domain number 7. So this is the last domain. Competencies on personal growth and professional development. So in the last domain, it is again repeated that as a future educator, we must be aware on our personal and professional growth. So, nasabtan na class? Opo. Okay. So, now let's move on to the competencies framework for teachers in Southeast Asia or the CFP-SEA. Okay, so to work with the other teachers in ASEAN, it will be important that you should also know about